Hey wonderful people, how you doing? Hope you're having a great day. So today I want to speak to you about entity attachment and how they target our weak spots and how the matrix in general targets our blind spots. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell notification for when I upload new videos. So guys, let's get started. Okay, so I've spoken in depth in previous videos about how these attachments can come in and infiltrate. A lot of this is through alcohol abuse, drug taking, promiscuity, even through trauma, any time that you're really out of your center. But one of the things that we don't really understand, and it's not really spoken about too often, is how these attachments can come in and infiltrate on our subconscious woundings. During my work and through my work and during sessions, what I've discovered is that one of the implants that we have, or human beings have on us, are amplifiers. Okay, so what they do is they amplify our wounding. Okay, so for example, if you've got a subconscious wound of, say, not being worthy or not feeling good enough, or perhaps an abandonment wound or betrayal wound, then this matrix has the ability to come in and kind of turn the volume up, which is what the amplifiers do. When something's amplified, it's made to be louder. So what happens is these mind loops, these negative mind loops that we have, get intensified, so they become more and more apparent, and they can start controlling and dominating our lives. So this is why I'm such an advocate of doing the inner work, inner child work, subconscious healing, whatever you want to call it. It needs to be done because, like I say, they can come in and get into us on those wounds. That's via implants, or it's just via entities that we have to remember that this matrix kind of knows us better than we know ourselves. And many of the times it will target our blind spots. So it's really important to understand, and I get the question often, Tony, how can I prevent these entities? Well, firstly, you keep your energy clean, but secondly, you've got to work on yourself. You've got to plug the holes that they're getting in on. And of course, this is work that no one really wants to do. Nobody really wants to hear this either. Because it means facing the dark night of the soul and really going to places that perhaps there's a lot of resistance in going to. And I understand that. I mean, you know, we've all got our stuff, we've all got our history, we've all got our trauma. But really, if we're serious about healing the world, then we have to start with ourselves. As above, so below. As within, so without. And you know, perhaps part of the reason we see so much chaos in the outside world is because perhaps our internal worlds are pretty chaotic too. But society is very clever. It's the way it's set up. It's set up to keep people looking outside of themselves for happiness. We see gym membership. Everyone's got a gym membership. You know, everyone's you know, looking after their physical body, but a lot of people are struggling internally, and they're not doing the necessary internal work to level themselves up to go on to the next stage and to become a better version of themselves. So there are multiple reasons for doing this work, and them getting in on our blind spots is a big one. And quite often we're targeted through love. That is, I think, a collective wound for humanity, because most humans, they don't want to be alone, they don't want to feel unloved. So many of us go searching, and if there is an abandonment wound or a betrayal wound, then if you've not done that work on yourself, then you may attract someone into your life who may abandon or betray you. How often do we see this and hear these stories where Perhaps the lady draws in an alcoholic partner because her father was alcoholic. So what we do is we repeat these timelines over and over again until we heal the subconscious part of us that is attracting these people and circumstances into our lives. And guys, that is really how I see true manifestation, because there's a lot of new age talk about the law of attraction and the secret, which in my mind is just bullshit, because there's no way just by thinking about something and it's just going to appear. I mean, you might get lucky on the odd occasion, but in general, you're going to attract into your life what is in your subconscious. And a lot of the time we're not even aware of our subconscious. So for example, I could say to you, do you believe in yourself? And you could say to me, yeah, sure, Tony, I believe in myself. But perhaps there's a part of you, perhaps there is an inner child that was maybe bullied at school, or maybe had an abusive parent that grew up not feeling good enough. And because as children, you're like a sponge, your subconscious is wide open. Our brainwave is operating at delta, which is basically wide open. So as children, up until the age of 8, we take on everything as subconscious belief systems. So if you're at school, or if your parents are making you not feel good enough, then you're going to grow up with that wounding, and that's going to be there until you deal with your inner child and the subconscious intervention that needs to be done. And like I say, the matrix knows us, and if you're on the path of truth and you're exposing stuff and you're delving into these realms in terms of the metaphysics, the chances are you're going to be more targeted than Joe Bloggs, who just goes down the pub, watches football, and really isn't a threat. So it's really people like us, like you, who are watching this video. We need to be extra vigilant, and we really need to do our inner work to help shield and protect ourselves. So that's one reason. And like I say, the manifestation is the other thing, because what human beings are so trained to look outside of themselves to get what they want, when really what we need to do is we need to go behind the movie and change the projector, and then the movie changes. The movie doesn't change just by us shouting and screaming at it. We have to go in, we have to go behind, and we have to do the necessary work. And the other thing as well, the mind of the child fractures when you're young, through different traumas and whatever that may be. And it fractures and it creates protectors that are formed to protect the inner child, to stop them from going through that pain again. And that's great. These protectors do a great role for us when we're children. But what happens is, because no one's doing the inner work, we're growing up with these protectors still in place. And so what's happening, we're triggering each other, we're all discombobulated on a subconscious level, and we're not really us. We're a series of pieces of a puzzle that we need to put back together again. And I keep saying this, it's very important it's almost like balancing plates. Trying to transcend through this matrix is looking after your energetic body, which is part of what I do through my sessions. We need to look after the physical body. We need to keep a clean diet. We need to do the emotional work. We need to de-stress. So we're constantly spinning plates. And only by doing this are we going to be able to properly shield and protect ourselves. So it really is, for people that are serious about, transcending through this, it's not a piece of cake, and it's not easy. And this is the work that we need to do. So the benefits of doing that work are tenfold, because like I say, it stops a level of attack anyway from these forces that use these things against us. It helps us manifest things that we want, more of what we want and less than what we don't want. And so we stop repeating the timelines. And like I say, we stop entering relationships where we're getting triggered all the time, and we have a more conscious way of being in the world. And I've got to say, I'm not there yet. I'm still got stuff to work on, and I try to do my inner work as much as I can, and it has helped me immensely in my own life. It's helped me attract things that I want, people that I want into my life. And I think as men, it's very important to do this, because as men we will do anything to avoid our emotions, and you know, that is one of the things that I think as men stepping into the sacred masculine, we need to realize that it's okay to face our emotions and work through them, and it's not just okay, it's entirely necessary. So we need to lead the way in that respect, and encourage other men to do that as well, because you know, I think both men and women are frustrated with each other at the moment, especially when it comes to relationships, because people enter relationships and what they're doing is they're just, you know, triggering each other, and it becomes a place where two people are projecting their inner wounds at each other, and many relationships can turn toxic because of this. So God, it's so important, and I recommend everyone to do that. My partner Anastasia, this is her field. She's got a website, Sovereign Self. I'll put the link below. She's also got a YouTube channel. She's very big on the emotional side, so I encourage you guys to check her out, check out her content. Really, really good at what she does. But yeah, I really wanted to just bring that to your attention. You know, it's another solution of transcending this matrix. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.